Hello, I'm Trudy. I'm One Grounded Angel, and this is your weekly angel card reading for the week of April the 4th to the 8th, 2016. So I'm going to start shuffling the cards and see what comes up. Starting from Monday the 4th. Oh, one's jumped out already. Wow. True love. All the romantics out there will love this. So this relates to you whether you're in a relationship or not. If you are single, it's talking about love being on its way to you. So and we had a message about that recently. So they're really giving us a lot of encouragement to stay hopeful about that and not to despair. And in particular, I would say for single people, don't listen to anyone who talks about statistics and how the odds being against you, all that sort of thing. The universe does not deal in statistics, it deals in hope, and all you need is one person, and the universe knows who that person is. So stay hopeful and trust in the universe. Now, if you're in a relationship, it's asking you to return to the romance within that relationship. It's very easy for us to take our partners for granted. Everyone does that. So they're asking you to inject a little romance into that relationship. It'll help you connect better, and it'll help you also help you with your own stress levels as well. Because when you feel more connected to your partner, you feel like you remember that someone's on your team, and that helps you feel a little less stressed out. You feel supported. So it's really important to continue to nurture your relationship. If you can schedule in a date, that would be fantastic. If you've got kids and it's just a little bit too hard, small gestures are really powerful. Don't ever underestimate a note or a cuddle or anything like that. So really about listening it talks about, I love this, the stirrings of your heart, and the heart of course is all about love, but it's also about the love that we feel for anyone, not just our partners, but love for life itself. So really wanting to channel that passion and that romance we have for life and for other people today, and just particularly if you feel like life is a little monotonous for you, it's a little bit routine, this is how you get back the zest with romance. So looking at Tuesday the 5th, one's jumped out already. Wow, the angels are really the angels are really trying to get a message across today, and you'll laugh when you see this because it's relationships. So what I said just before, so I want to, it is continuing that theme of love, but I want to draw your attention to what's going on in this message, and hopefully you can see it. I'm not sure how good the light is, but basically this person's coming out of a forest, and coming into the light. So that's hugely symbolic. If you've been going for a really dark patch in your relationship, and it's normal, don't forget, for that ebb and flow rhythm, they're saying to you that things are going to get better, particularly people in long-term relationships, because that is a hugely challenging experience. So it's asking you to have hope that things will get better, but it's also making sure that you do what you can to make them better. So don't despair if things have been really challenging for your relationship. And also it talks about our relationship with ourselves. So that's a message for anyone regardless of your relationship status, or perhaps you're in a relationship that's going really, really well. They're asking you to concentrate on your relationship with yourself and to make sure that you're doing enough to nurture yourself, because that's where love starts. You can't find the love that you're seeking in someone else if you haven't found it in yourself yet. So maybe some time to yourself to nurture yourself, that can be good. So I like the idea of self dates, a little pampering, a little time on your own, a little indulgence is really good, but make sure that you're also challenging any messages you're getting that are but eroding your relationship with yourself, particularly around your image, messages that you're giving yourself around yourself not being good enough, which is absolutely not true. You must honour your own glory before you start looking for that in other people. So I do sense, though, with that card that there are some people watching this who have been going through a really tough time in their relationships. So this is a really good thing for you to know that things are going to get better, and to hang in there. So now let's look at Wednesday the 6th of April. Got to wonder if we're going to get another romance message here. Perhaps not. Oh, goodness me. Divine guidance. So last week we had a message about trusting our intuition. This is very much along the same lines, particularly if you're facing a decision. Everything you need to know will come to you through your intuition. So if you're struggling with something, go upstairs and seek some counsel from your angels. They will never steer you wrong. We're always guided by our angels, and I know I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it because we all forget and we all need to be reminded. You need to ask your angels for help. They can't help you unless you ask them, because you are in charge of your own life. They can't do the work for you. You've got to do the work, but you must ask them to support you, because they can't do that without your permission. So that would be a violation of your free will. So this is really about asking for help when you need it, and even if you feel like you're in a good place, it's always good to check. I do this all the time. Check in with them, and I've given this example before as well. When pilots are always checking in on their navigation equipment to make sure they're still on course, and it's good for us to do the same. Is this still right for me? Am I going the right direction? What do I need to know today? Because there's so much we're learning all the time. Basically, talk to your angels today. And if you're not quite sure that you're hearing them, just ask for a sign. They will make themselves heard, trust me. So now we're looking at Thursday, and that's the 7th of April. Oh my goodness. How's it going everywhere? Oh, it's one of my favourites. Who doesn't love the rose? So the rose is, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but the rose is a symbol of passion and love. So we've got a very strong romance theme happening here, which is good. And what's coming through strongly here is that the key to love relationships, including the love relationships with ourselves, is opening our heart. So they're asking us to really look at what are the barriers to love for us. Are we still carrying around hurt from past relationships? Are we still wounded by stuff we've got inherited from our parents, the state of their relationship? We do take that on board unconsciously without being aware. But it's asking us to look at where those blockages are and to overcome them. Also, people who are grieving, that affects your relationships. Grieving is a slow, long process that unfolds over time, and it's something you go backwards and forwards into. So if you're struggling to connect with people at the moment, could grief be at play perhaps that you still have not quite resolved? Bearing in mind it never goes away. If there's something there that you haven't explored, it could be worth asking yourself some questions about that. What are the blocks? So this rose is unfolding. See all the petals, and that's really a metaphor for the heart. It's multi-layered, and we put layers around it ourselves to protect ourselves, particularly when we've been hurt. We've got trust issues, which can come from all sorts of places, not just our own experiences. So it's really, the message here is about that unfolding and the blooming, which is a really beautiful word to use when it comes to talking about love. The heart is very sensitive, and it's where we get all our best information from, but we do kind of want to protect it because we're human. So the key to experiencing deeper love and connections, not just with partners, but with all our friends and family, is to opening our hearts. So if there's some really deep stuff going on there you want to explore, I'd suggest that you see a professional. If you're not quite sure what's going on, well, I'm a Reiki practitioner, so of course I'm a massive fan of Reiki. I would recommend that you try Reiki, or reflexology is another one that looks at the chakras, kinesiology. They will find, a good professional will find those blocks in your chakras and will help you really explore those. But the work is up to you to do. I know that sounds a little bit heavy, but the process of learning to open our hearts and love is one that takes our whole lives. So we're all here to learn to love. It's one of our big lessons. So, but that card reminds us that if we are struggling, and even if we're not, we can always open our hearts a little bit more. Oh, goodness me. I'm doing a great job of shuffling today. But it doesn't matter, the right card always comes up, always. Cool. Have you asked your angels for help with this? So basically everything I just told you about the divine guidance, repeat, have you asked your angels for help? We tend to take on board so much worries. I don't know if you guys get this, but I often feel like a physical weight in my shoulders when I'm really struggling with stress, particularly if it's anything to do with career or financial, or just a lot of work. And what they are saying here is that you need to ask for help. You're not here to do this all on your own. You've got angels assigned just to you to help just you. So ask them for help. Ask them to give you messages. Ask them for advice. Or just ask them to ease your worries. That's a really good thing, particularly if you're having trouble sleeping. Give them your worries and they will take them away and help you sleep. Yeah. I don't really know what more I can say about this. It's really just repeating what I just said about how the angels can't help you unless you ask them. So this is really cool, actually, because we all need to be reminded. Even me. Sometimes I take on too much and I'm like, I'm really struggling with this. What can I do? What can I do? And usually I get reminded I need to ask for help. So sometimes, particularly mums, I think, maybe I'm generalising, but a lot of women perhaps are not so good at asking for help because we are raised to be independent and do it all ourselves. But it's not a weakness to ask for help. It's actually a sign of strength. You have all these resources available to you, so use them. Okay, so we've got really strongly connected messages here. So when I look at the themes, you can just see all this love and romance stuff coming through. Regardless of your relationship status, we all need to be opening our hearts more and opening up to love and believing in love. It's so easy to be cynical in this world about love, but they're really asking us to just keep the faith. And these two are pretty much mirror images, two different decks, but very closely related about asking for help. So it looks like a good week, but certainly some challenges coming up, but wonderful to know that we are so supported. Have a great week, everyone. Hit me up on my social media if you have any questions or feedback. My Instagram is @OneGroundedAngel. My Facebook page is called One Grounded Angel, and my YouTube channel, if you want to subscribe, if you're on it right now, it's called One Grounded Angel. Have an awesome week, you guys. Bye.